I have 2 garments that need to get finished in July because they are test knits. So I have a lot of knitting to do. Hello, my name is Emily Crow from The Cozy Crow, and welcome to my YouTube channel, and welcome to today's podcast episode 66 of the Crochet and Knitting Podcast. I am excited to chat with you today, though I am feeling really hot. Our house does not have central air. It is an old house. It's like 150 years old. It is mid to high 90 degrees here in Utah. It feels unrelenting. It's getting even hotter later this week. It's going to be up in the 100s, like 105, I think was the prediction. And I am very hot. So I don't want to be touching yarn right now, but I need to because I have a lot that I need to get done within the next few weeks. And I'm excited to share with you the progress I've made and talk about my goals for the coming month. And I'm really excited to share with you the progress that I've made since my last podcast episode and predict what I will get done within the next month. Okay, there's a fly in here that is really driving me bonkers. I brought a fly swatter in here so that if he calms down at all, I can kill him because I am ready to have him not buzzing in my ear. But let's talk about my finished objects for the month of June. I have a couple tiny crochet items. I don't crochet as much anymore. I definitely really like the process of knitting, and I like the aesthetic of a lot more knit pieces than crochet, and that's just a personal preference. But I really wanted to crochet a couple kind of dress up items for my son. We participated in like a cutest baby type of contest. His cousin was doing it, and so we decided, why not? Let's try it, because I am biased, but I think I have the cutest baby. And so I decided to make him a King Arthur costume because his name is Arthur. And so this is a little crown that I made him. So cute. My daughter wants me to make one for her, so I left the yarn out so I can make her one as well. And I followed the tutorial by Jada in Stitches. She has an actual pattern that you can purchase, I think, but she has a YouTube tutorial, so I'll link that down below because I just followed the tutorial. Lots of fun shaping in here. I will say these little points were a little tedious to line and make them a little bit stiffer. That was a little bit annoying. But anything that has detail is gonna be a little bit annoying to do. So that wasn't anything particular about this one. I really like this 3-point shaping. I just think this is really cute, really intentional. I looked around for many different free crown patterns, and this is the one that I liked, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And then to go with that, I made this sword pattern, and it's just like a plush sword. My daughter's been having a lot of fun playing with this, and my son has been nomming on it quite a bit. And this pattern is also free. It's by Luhu Creations, and I just felt like the size was appropriate for a baby, and I liked in general the shaping. What's kind of funny is that I thought I could use up some of my stash. I did not have any gray or any gold, which are like the main 2 colors of doing this costume. So I had to buy more yarn, unfortunately. Did I get him? I don't see him. Dang it. So that was a little bit of a bummer that I had to buy more yarn in order to make this, but I did use as much stash as I could. Use a little bit of brown for this, for the gems here. And in general, for this costume idea, I was trying not to purchase a lot, so I bought a couple materials from DI, which is our local thrift store chain here in Utah, and I was really happy with how it turned out. Of course, we didn't win a prize because some people went ham, but I had a couple cute pictures. I ended up sewing a little scrub outfit for my son, which I was really proud of. And this was also very cute, his little King Arthur costume, though I didn't get a picture of him in that. I totally spaced on that. The only other finished object I have to share with you was actually featured in one of my recent vlogs, and these are just a pair of vanilla socks. Just a pair of vanilla socks. So cute! Stripey. I used Tiny Human Knits in their Scrappy Quilt collection colorway, and I love this yarn when I saw her post about it. I've had this yarn in my stash for a little while because I bought it immediately and I just haven't casted it on yet. I'm really happy that I finally have the socks for it. Such a cute color palette, really fun, not entirely expected, but I think that the colors all go really well together. In my vlog, I timed how long it would take me to knit a pair of vanilla socks, and these were the socks in question. They ended up being a lot more trouble than I anticipated just because I wanted my socks to match, and I was playing around with a 50-gram skein of self-striping yarn, and I didn't realize how limiting that would be in getting my socks to match. I did a lot of sock surgery, a lot of redoing things, and I'm really happy with how they turned out. They fit me well now. I am really pleased with them, but it was quite the journey. So if you want to follow along and see my process of knitting this pair of vanilla socks, timing myself, and seeing how long it takes me to knit a pair of vanilla socks, then make sure to check out my vlog that I will have linked up above and down below. This was part of my Attack My Stash series, where I'm trying to do one vlog about every month related to using up my yarn stash. So I also calculated, based on how long it took me to knit these, how long it may take me to knit all of this yarn that is intended for socks. It's a lot. It's a long time. I've got a lot of sock yarn, so if you want to find that out as well, check out that video. I kind of want to try this again with yarn that does not limit me so much, so I think I'm going to try with just a really fun variegated vanilla sock. I don't have to worry about color matching or any kind of limited amount or anything. I think I'm just gonna try this again and see how long it takes. I wouldn't be surprised if it takes me a little less time because I won't have to deliberate so much, but we'll see. I think it would still be fun. Maybe for Knitty Natty Sock Week, I might time myself there and see how long I spend knitting on socks during the week. I would love to finish a sock during Sock Week. I would absolutely love to finish a whole pair. I don't know if that is possible for me. It also coincides with the Utah yarn crawl, so I'll be doing a lot of driving, so I just don't know what I'll be capable of. We will have to wait and see. But I am gonna be trying to vlog my process throughout the week. So I didn't finish a lot of things this month, but I do have quite a few works in progress with lots of progress on them, so I'm excited to share. Let's jump into my works in progress. Unfortunately, I still have 2 test knit garments that have not been completed yet. I was really hoping I could get through this first one, and it's just taking forever. Fingering weight, cable, all over. It's just a lot. So I will show you my progress so far. Oh, I'm a little bit tangled. I don't know. How did that happen? Okie dokie. And of course I'm in the middle of a row because I'm at least comfortable enough with the motif and following along in the pattern that I can start and stop, which is nice to be able to make it that far, understanding the pattern. I also am at the part of the pattern where I'm just knitting. Ooh, I'd have to check and see how much farther I need to go, but it's like inches still. This is the Sea Tangle Top by Mina Lander. You'll see this is the neck hole, armholes. It fits well. I've already tried it on as is, but I only have maybe like 2 inches under the arm. So I have a ways to go to make it the top length I need. I also have a longer torso for my size. I'm more petite on the height side, but I always have to add inches to my sweaters and tops and things just to make sure that they are long enough. So we'll see how much farther I have to go. This yarn is by Witchfire Fibers. It's in the Ascension colorway. Look at these cool cables, how they just kind of undulate. It's a repeating pattern. And yeah, now I'm just kind of in the groove of things. I need to pick this up and work on it more. I know that the designer didn't need me to have it finished. She just really needed a good check on the math and fit and things like that. But I would really love to have this finished in time for the pattern to release later this month. So that is my goal. I would love to be able to finish this. I also need to do little sleeves and button bands. So I have a ways to go. I just needed to take a break from this because I joined all of the panels. I got to like the bare minimum I needed to do. I went a little farther and I put it down because this was just taking too long. And so it's not a fast knit at all. It's taking me a while. We're just cruising, but we're cruising very slowly. The next test knit that I have to share with you, you didn't see last time because I was trying to hold off on casting this on until I got my first test knit done because my Sea Tangle Top is due sooner, but I just couldn't wait any longer. I needed to get this one casted on and I needed a break from the other one. So this is my Golden Hour sweater. Again, I'm in the middle of a row. Why did I do that? So this is the neck band cable. I'm assuming I'm going to pick up stitches along the shoulders and that band to do the back. And I think I'm also going to do some ribbing along here to clean up this edge a little bit. But look at this cute little cable detail. And then there's a big cable here, the sides. I'm just working on the panels right now. So again, this is on autopilot because I'm just going until I reach a long length, like 9.5 or 10 inches plus whatever length I need personally. I have test knit one other pattern by the designer Devin King. She does a lot of maternity and nursing friendly patterns, which I really love to support and I love to make. And she's really doing awesome. She's got a lot of really cool designs that are already published as well as coming soon. So definitely check out her shops. But I just need to knit on this. And since I test knit her Stella sweater and I liked the length of that, I probably am just gonna match the length of this with my Stella sweater because I know that I like that length. But you can see I have some slightly smaller cables here too. I love this yarn. This is So Happy Jane in the confetti worsted yarn that they had milled. It's got these really beautiful yellow, green, and red speckles in it. It's like an oatmeal-y color, but with these little bits of tweed. I have issue with tweed texturally. If it's poking out, I like to kind of pick it from my yarn, but this tweed is very well integrated into the structure of the yarn itself. And so I haven't felt the need to like pick at it, which is really, really nice. I love the stitch definition. I feel like it looks really good and clean. It really shows off those cables, but it's not boring in the stockinette portions because of that tweed. I think this is going to be a staple sweater that I wear a lot that is pretty neutral, but it's going to be just a little bit extra beyond a staple sweater with the cable details and with a little bit of flecks of color. And so this is exactly what I love in my wardrobe. I love classic pieces that are just a little bit beyond something simple. So I'm really excited to wear this. This has been a joy to knit on. It's going fast because it is a worsted weight yarn. I love seeing it work up. Devin's pattern is really well written. And now that it's on just like straight knitting portion of that front panel, it's going pretty smoothly. But again, this is due in just a couple weeks as well. So I have a lot of work to do. I think I need to prioritize this one because the bare minimum I needed to do for the other test knit I've already completed. But I committed to finish this test knit sweater in time for the test knit to complete. So I need to focus on this some more too. I'm really happy with this. Bringing me joy, and it is way too hot right now to be thinking about a worsted weight sweater, but I'm excited for when the weather cools down. It'll be the first thing I wear. The base is Sustain by So Happy Jane, and this is 89% domestically raised merino, 6% recycled acrylic, and 5% rayon nips. So really happy with it. I think they're not milling it anymore, which is unfortunate, but I saw this at the Great Basin Fiber Arts Fair and I loved it. And I immediately bought the quantity I needed to make this sweater because I knew I was testing it, and I'm really happy to see it worked up. The only other whip I've been working on, and this is for a video of mine coming up, I purchased Yarnaceous Fibers book box vlog from, was it last August? The God of the Woods. I've been meaning to read this book and I finally got around to opening up this box and filming it and making the pattern inside. This is the Emerson scarf. I think it's going to look really beautiful blocked out, but it's curling a little bit right now. Look at that cool texture. And this color, so pretty. This is the Lake Joan colorway. So pretty. And this isn't a base I'm not familiar with. The Winto worsted base from Yarnaceous Fibers. So it's their non-superwash worsted line, which I'm really liking. I love a soft non-superwash yarn. I just love the tooth of it and the feel of it knitting. It just feels a lot more secure. It's not as slippery on my needles, especially with my metal needles that I like. I like Chowgu needles, and it's just a really nice experience. I really like it. And this is such a good palette cleanser compared to the other things I'm working on. Though, now that I think about it, all three of my projects have cables right now. So maybe that's a problem. I mean, this one is just twisted stitches, and all the other cables are all cables I can knit without a cable needle because I have had a lot of practice recently. So I'm really happy about that, and that makes it less tedious for for me to knit on, but maybe I need something different that's not twisted stitches, cable type texture. Maybe I need lace or color work or stockinette. Maybe I should cast on a muscle burra. That sounds really nice right now, actually. But I am on repeat 3. I think I just finished repeat 2 on this. I have a ways to go, but this is at the very bottom of my list because of my test knits. And so I casted this on as I was reading the book. Now I'm just cruising, and it'll get done when it gets done, but it's a nice and small accessory, so it should be really quick. My eye is twitching. Can you tell? I'm really tired. Thankfully, my baby is sleeping better, but he's still waking up a couple times a night usually, and he's been up coughing the past couple nights. We're a bit under the weather, so not ideal. I would love to get some of these projects finished. 2 of them, my test knits, I really am prioritizing so that I can fulfill my commitment to the designers of those patterns. So those are coming up this month. So I'm gonna be really busy with knitting on those. I don't have any other like cast-ons in mind except for maybe a vanilla sock for sock week so I can participate in sock week. But I would love to cast on something a little bit more interesting. I just don't think I have the bandwidth, but we'll give it a couple days because cast-on's not until Sunday. So I will check in with myself in a little bit to see if I will be casting on anything interesting for that, or if I'm gonna just go something vanilla, pick one of my lovely skeins of sock yarn, and see if I can knit a pair in a week. That would be a really good palette cleanser and a way to kind of break up these cables for finishing these test knits, I think. But I also need to make goals for these tests because I just haven't had as much knitting time as I thought I would. I also didn't expect to be selected for both of these tests, so I really only was hoping to do one garment, and then I got selected for both for this summer. So I've been busier than I expected, and it's just been harder to get knitting time in. So I need to make some solid goals for completing parts of these patterns in time for the deadlines, so I can have like my daily goals in mind of what I want to knit on, and when I finish those to start picking up my sock or have my sock as my on-the-go project, because neither of these projects are good for on-the-go knitting. Let's talk about a few yarn goodies that have come into my life. I would love to have a net negative for the yarn coming in, but this month, not quite so. But I also don't have control over when yarn I ordered comes in, and I really didn't use up hardly any yarn because I've just been stuck in these test knits and alternating skeins, and so it feels like it takes twice as long to use up yarn because I finished off both skeins at about the same time, and I haven't finished off either of the skeins, if that makes sense. So I have some yarn, is all I wanted to say about that. The latest Yarnaceous Fibers Classic Literature Club is the Scarlet letter. It's a little bit crinkled, so sorry. This is the art. It says, she had not known the weight until she felt the freedom. I actually haven't read the Scarlet letter, so I should. This club comes with a stitch marker that I have twisted around, a stitch marker, and I ordered the sock set part of the club. These are the colors, the Scarlet letter and A, and I'm going to make a blanket with all of these. I haven't figured out a pattern, but I might do like a single block or a couple blocks in this main color and then do an edging in the contrast. I'm not quite sure, but that is kind of what I'm thinking. I am also trying to read these books. Like I said, I haven't read the Scarlet letter, so that is on my to-read list. So we'll see when I get around to that, but I would love to have read all the books as part of this club by the end of the year. A couple other yarns that have come in. I have recently become obsessed with Dungeon Crawler Carl. It is so fun. It is so fast-paced. Listening to the audiobooks, the narrator, Jeff Hayes, is amazing at the voices. It really sucks you in. So even though I've never read lit RPG before, I'm really enjoying Dungeon Crawler Carl. I think I just finished book 6, and there are 8 books in total that have been published, and there are 2 books on the way to finish off the series. Anyway, I've recently become obsessed. I've had them on my radar for a little while now, but I saw book 8 was published, and so I was like, I finally need to just read this and decide if I want to be all in and keep going, and I fell in love. I really wanted to keep reading. It's an interesting blend of, it's fun, it's fast-paced, it's intriguing. There's definitely some horror and gory graphic elements, which I like in my horror, so it doesn't bother me, but it's got a lot packed into these stories. Lots of really crazy, ridiculous things. I like that there is this general sense of commentary about capitalism and the entertainment industry and social media and things like that, but it's a little bit more on the subtle side, so it's not like it's hammering into your face all these themes, but they're not hard to pick up either. It feels very relatable and understandable, and I'm enjoying it, is all I want to say. Some yarn dyers are starting to come out with Dungeon Crawler Carl themed yarn, like Dragon Horde Yarn, who is a local to me dyer. So I have purchased a couple of their installments of their Dungeon Crawler Carl yarn. I think this is month 1. And then month 2. Some really fun colors. So I am really liking these together. I had stumbled on the second volume and I was like, oh, I want that. Bummer I missed out on the first volume. And then when Tristan revealed the first volume, everyone was like, please let us order this. And so she opened up the pre-order again. So I ordered this. So I'd have the set. I ordered the third one already. Maybe I'll make a Dungeon Crawler Carl blanket. That might be really fun because I seem to be accumulating some Dungeon Crawler Carl yarns. I bought like an 8-day advent from Fangirl Fibers. I bought a couple mini book boxes from Yarnaceous. So I'll have a good collection of Dungeon Crawler Carl yarn by the end of the year, so maybe I'll make a fun blanket or something. These are just some really fun, punchy colors, and I think they suit each other really well as well. 2 more yarns I want to share really quick. This is some yarn I bought from Willowhill Yarn Company, which is in Gardner Village in West Jordan, South Jordan, Sandy. I don't know. It's in South Salt Lake County, and it was on sale, so I grabbed it. But look at that sparkle. This yarn is Araucania Huasco Cotton Glisten base. It's cotton and lurex, which I think is the sparkle. But my daughter's favorite color right now is blue, so I got 2 skeins of this, and they wound it for me. Less work for me. And this is a fingering weight yarn. I'm gonna make her, I think, a lightweight sweater. She's moving up into size 8. She's very tall. So I think I'm going to make the size 6 and just make it extra long, and I will use up every single inch of this yarn. So that'll feel really good to use up. I need to make her some things. I've made my son some items and he doesn't really care, but trying to make it a little bit fair. So making some things for my daughter as well. I think she's going to really like a sweater like that. And it's a surprise. She doesn't know that I bought that yarn because I bought it without her. So I'm looking forward to being able to surprise her with that. One of the things I'll cast on when I get my test knits done. Probably just a simple stockinette sweater. And then the last yarn I have to share with you is from Colonial Days, which is a kind of fair in Orem, Utah. I'd never heard of this before, but my sister-in-law invited us. It is the largest Revolutionary time reenactment west of the Mississippi. I don't know why they latched onto it, but there's this massive festival of colonial reenactors, people with booths teaching you about rope making and about sewing clothes by hand and doing laundry. And there's a bunch of different craft booths as well, teaching you about original handwork crafts that they used to do back in like the 1700s. And so, of course, there was yarn, so I had to buy it. This is 100% wool dyed with logwood. It was this set, only $30 for these 2 skeins, which is a really great deal. I love this color. I love the contrast. I love that it's naturally dyed. We got to see them doing some yarn dyeing while we were there. My daughter got to put her hands on a loom, which she really had a lot of fun with. So I would love to find a 5-year-old friendly loom so that we could play around with that a little bit. Maybe take a class together would be so fun. So I need to have my eye out on that. She might be a little young for a class, but when she's old enough, I will jump on that because she seems intrigued every time we get to see a loom and she gets to touch it and kind of see how the mechanism works. I'm thinking I might make like a brioche something because this contrast is really nice. I'm a fan. I don't have a plan in mind exactly, but I just thought having 100% wool, dyed organically with logwood, it's kind of like a souvenir skein. So I really wanted to make sure to grab some and support, I think it was like the Colonial Foundation that the money went towards. So it brought me a lot of joy, and I wanted to share that with you. My daughter and I got to try on suits of armor, which is really cool. It was just like helmets and breastplates and whatnot, but we got to see a couple different like older things. I just really love the reenactment culture of learning about history, but in a more hands-on way and seeing how life used to be. I absolutely love to be in that kind of environment. And I thought it was a really nice way to celebrate the 4th, because having something to look back on, like the origins of our country, and remember like the hopes and dreams that people had for the world that we would live in, and knowing how much farther there was to go. They knew that there was a lot of work to be done. And I think some people nowadays don't believe that our country needs some TLC. I don't know, it just helped reframe my 4th of July a little bit better, because I wasn't so focused on the here and now, in the moment patriotism, but I could kind of see the bigger picture of my love for my country and where we came from, but also hoping that we can continue to have improvements and to make this a beautiful place for all people. I don't have a lot of like personal things to talk about, so we're just gonna close the video out here. I hope that if you celebrated the 4th of July, that you had a safe and happy holiday with those that you love, that you were able to remember the good things of our country, even if there is a lot of change that needs to happen, even if this is not a flawless nation. And I hope that you are inspired to vote for the things that matter and to make this country better. And I hope that you were inspired to make your vote matter. We saw some impressive elections here in Utah of some tides turning. So it gives me hope that using our voice to share what matters to us can help influence the politicians and the laws and make this country a better place. And if you don't celebrate the 4th of July, I'm so happy for you. I hope that you are having a great June, July as well. If you're experiencing summer, stay cool, stay safe. If you're in the winter time, I hope you're enjoying it, because I am feeling way too hot right now. And let me know if you are planning on participating in Sock Week coming up. It's just this next week, or in Utah's Yarn Crawl. I'm going to be participating. We'll see, kind of, I haven't made my schedule yet on like what I want to do, but I'm going to be bringing my kids with me because I don't have daycare right now. So we're going to see how much we can tackle, how we can make it fun for my kids, because I've been doing the Utah Yarn Crawl for years now, and I don't want to miss out on checking in and shopping at every single one of the local yarn stores here in Utah. I'll make sure to pop up. There's like a little graphic here with all the information. There's like, I think 9 or 10 stores. So fun. So if you are doing the Utah Yarn Crawl, let me know. I would love to see you along the route, helping support some local businesses. I'm going to try really hard to not purchase a ton of yarn, but I also am hoping to use up a lot of yarn finishing these works in progress. So we'll see if my stash count stays kind of the same throughout July. I can be hopeful, right? Thank you so much for joining me for this pretty quick, hot and sweaty vlog. Stay cool, stay safe. If you like this type of content and want to see more from me, make sure to check out my channel, The Cozy Crow, and see all sorts of book and yarn box vlogs, attacking my stash, other yarn vlogs. I've got lots and lots of videos here, and I know that I've had a few new viewers recently, so welcome. And if you want to see more from me, then make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification down below to be notified every time I post a new video, because I upload videos whenever. I don't have a regular schedule, but I do upload pretty frequently, a few times a month at the very least. I'd love to see you back for another video soon. And until next time, happy making. Bye!